Good morning everyone. This morning we will start and then learn with a new lesson, that is Let Me Not to the Marriage of True Minds by William Shakespeare. This poem, Let Me Not to the Marriage of True Minds by William Shakespeare, he tries to give the definitions of what true love is like, right? It is a definitions or his notions of idea on what true love is like, and the title is Let Me Not to the Marriage of True Minds. Now when we look to the title itself and the first line of the poem, Let Me Not to the Marriage of True Minds, William Shakespeare, the author, he himself have given us the questions. Though we don't find the question mark in the title or the first line, but there is an imaginary question mark which says, let me not, right? Let us make the imaginary question mark here, let me not. So what does he mean to say, let me not to the marriage of true minds? So what does the poet want to say, let me not? What he doesn't want to do, or what does he doesn't want to do to the marriage of true minds? So this is the suspense that we get from the first line of the poem. And at the same time, before I start off with the explanation of the poem, I would like to give you a small hint or the summary about the poem. In the poem, Let Me Not to the Marriage of True Minds, there are 14 lines, and 14 lines poems are known as a sonnet. William Shakespeare, in his lifetime, he wrote 154 sonnets, and out of 154 sonnets, this poem, Let Me Not to the Marriage of True Minds, is also known as sonnet number 116. And at the same time, it is a sonnet poem. A 14-line poem is known as a sonnet poem, and a sonnet poem of William Shakespeare is written in a Shakespearean or a patriarchal forms of a sonnet, which we will find octave and a sestet. Octave means having 8 lines, and sestet means having 6 lines. So the total of 8 plus 6 is 14 lines, right? A 14-line poem is known as sonnet, and it is divided into octave, that is 8 lines, and then sestet, that is 6 lines. And at the same time, we will find in the poem is divided into 3 quatrains and 2 couplets. 3 quatrains. In each quatrain, we will find 4 lines as first line, second line, third line, and fourth line is known as first quatrain, first stanza, 4 lines. And the second stanza, we will find 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the second stanza, the second quatrain. And in the next video, I will give you with another 2 more stanza. Therefore, in the poem, we have 14 lines and 3 quatrains and 1 couplet, which make to be 14 lines poem as sonnet poem. And this poem is also known as sonnet number 116. In his lifetime, he wrote 154 sonnets, and out of 154 sonnets, this sonnet is 116. And William Shakespeare, he starts off with the questions like I've already told you. Let me not to the marriage of true minds, to give the readers in ahead to let us know what is his idea about what true love is like, right? Now, in this poem, we can also find the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme here we can find is, we look out to the last word of each sentence. Here, the first one is mind, so it is obviously the first one is A. Minds and love have a different pronunciation. Therefore, the second paragraph, the second line of the sentence of the last word is B. Minds, finds have the same pronunciation. Therefore, it will be A. Love, remove have the same pronunciation. Therefore, it will be B. Now, mark, minds, love is different. Therefore, it will be changed. So it will be C. Mark, second is different pronunciation, therefore it will be D. Mark, bark have the same sound, therefore it will be C. Second, taken have the same pronunciation, ending, therefore it will be D again. So in the first two quatrains, in the first two stanza, the first 8 line octave, we can find the rhyme scheme to be as A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. So it is a rhyme scheme. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, D, C, D. So this is the rhyme scheme of the first two stanza octave, that is 8 lines. First quatrain and second quatrains. The rhyme scheme is A, B, C, D, C, D. Now, let me start off with the explanations of the poem. Let me not to the marriage of two minds. Let me start off. See, now when we look to the first line, let me note to the marriage of two minds, we can find a metaphor in this poem. At the same time, we can also find the alliterations. The first one, we can find the alliteration is the repetitions of a consonant word, that is M and M is being repeated, therefore it is an alliteration. At the same time, we can also find the metaphor here. Metaphor is of two minds. Metaphor. Metaphor, because two minds, which means is that let me know to the marriage of two minds, and by the word two minds, he means to say is true love, right? Two minds, because the willingness of the two minds or the two people can lead to the marriage, right? It is the acceptance and the willingness of the two people, minds and heart and the soul, leads to the marriage. That is what he means to say. He is saying that let me not, right? Let me not what? Let me not do the what will he not do to the marriage of two minds? And the answer to it is that, he means to say is that he would not like to disturb the marriage of two minds. You will find the word in the second line of the poem, you will find the word impediments. Impediments means obstacle or a hindrance, right? So what does he, or what he mean to say in the first line by let me not to the marriage of two minds is that he means to say he doesn't want to bring the obstacle or hindrance or the disturbance to the marriage of two heart people, those who have accepted or those who have willed the willingness of the two people, heart and the soul and the mind. He doesn't want to bring any disturbance or hindrance. That's the meaning of impediment. So what does the first stanza explain about it? Let me note to the marriage of two minds, right? Amid impediments, love is not love. So what does William Shakespeare says here is that he said that he doesn't want to disturb the marriage or the promise or the willingness and the acceptance of two hearts and two minds and two souls. He doesn't want to bring any disturbance or hindrance. Neither he doesn't want anybody to disturb. Right? The impediment means hindrance, obstacle, or disturb, or a problem, be a problem to the people, those who have accepted each other and met a marriage because of their true love. True minds means true love, right? True love. And in case if these impediments or there is an obstacle in the marriage of the true minds, if there is a problem, there comes a problem between the marriage of the true minds or between the marriage of the two lovers or the two hearts and the two people, then it is not a love. That is what William Shakespeare says. But let me not bring any hindrance or disturbance, nor he doesn't want anybody to disturb the marriage between the two people or the marriage of the true minds or true love. And if there is a problem in the marriage of the true minds or the true lovers, then it is not a love. Let us go to the third line. Which alters when its alteration finds. Now the word alters means change. The word alters means change. Alteration means changing. Now he says that, William Shakespeare says that which alters when its alteration finds. Means which changes, when you find the changes, then it is not love. Love is not love when you find a change. Change in what way? Or bends with the remover to remove. Here, even here we can find remover and remove between the alliteration, because the consonant are sound and the word is being repeated. Now, coming back to the explanation, what we can find is that the point being said is that which alters, when its alteration finds, means when they find there is a change or fluctuation in the love, then it's not love. Or getting the opportunity or making the opportunity, or bends with the remover to remove, means or taking advantage to remove it, or with the remover to remove means taking advantage of the change. Remover to remove means the change that they find in the marriage of the two minds or the two lovers. If they find there is a problem, for example, there is the bondage of the two people, or the willingness and acceptance of the two lovers. If there is some changes that take place between any of the two lovers, and if they take the opportunity or bend to remove one another from the bondage and the wounds and the promise that they have made to get married and then to be together forever, then it is not love. I repeat, the first four lines, the first stanza, he is saying that he doesn't want to bring any hindrance, impediment, hindrance, obstacle or problem into the marriage of two minds. And if the lovers do have the problems, or if they have the impediments, obstacle or problems in their life, then love is not love. The third line, which alters, when its alteration finds, means when you find the change, when you find the changes, they change and take the opportunity with the remover to remove, means the changes that they find, the fluctuations that they find in the love, and if they take that opportunity to remove the love that they have promised to each other, then it is not their love. This is the first stanza. In the second stanza, let us go. Oh no, it is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never second. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose words are known, although his height be taken. Now in the second stanza, there is a certain change of a tone, which we can find, oh no, even we can find the exclamation mark. The certain expressions of feelings and emotions could be seen here. Now he is saying that, oh no, right? There is a surprise. He is saying, oh no, it is an ever fixed mark. Now you will find the word ever fixed mark. It is a metaphor, right? It is an ever fixed mark, it is a metaphor, and this metaphor, it is a comparison, or it is used for lighthouse. Now, the metaphor that we can find here, the ever fixed mark, is used for lighthouse. It says that, oh no, it is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never second. Tempest means a raging wave, right? A raging wave. And even the word tempest is also used as a metaphor for the problem. Now, what we can find out is that, isn't it? Love, what love is, here we can find out what love is not like. Love is not like when they accept the impediments or the problems that brings, and if they find the changes, and if they try to change with the changes that they find, and try to remove the promises that they have made to each other, then it is not love. But how true love is like? In the second stanza we can find true love is like, it is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never second. So what does the point explain here is that it is like the lighthouse. The lighthouse is built in the middle or in the seashore of the river or the sea or oceans or water. That it is a concrete house that is built, and even if the tempest means a raging wave or a very stormy wind, even when it comes, when the waves and the stormy winds comes and hit to the lighthouse, we will find that it still remains strong, and it is a strong hold that keep the sailors see and find the way out. In the same way, true love, the word it is being compared to the true love. It is an ever fixed mark, which means that true love is like an ever fixed mark. Ever fixed mark, it is fixed forever, that cannot be removed, that cannot be shaken. Even when the tempest comes, even when the problem comes between the marriage of the two minds, even when the problems come, that looks on tempest, that look to the tempest means that look to the problems or hindrance or obstacle that comes between the two lovers, but it is never shaken, but it is not moved. The love that they are given and the willingness and the commitment of the two lovers or the true lovers or the true minds, they are not shaken, because the true love that they have made a commitment between the two souls and two minds and two hearts is like an ever fixed mark, like the lighthouse. Even if the raging waves come, the gusty winds and the stormy winds comes, and the storms comes and the hell comes, still it is not shaken, because it is an ever fixed mark. And even the look on the looks on tempest means even the look on tempest is a metaphor for the problems, hindrance, or obstacles that comes to the life. But the love that they have promised to each other is never shaken at all, because it is a true love. Going on to the third line, it is the star in every wandering bark. Now, even here we can find the metaphor. Star and bark is a metaphor. Star means it is a north star. It is a north star or a pole star, and the bark means ship. The sails on the sea. Now, what does he say is that it is the star with every wandering bark, whose words are known, although his height be taken. Now, he is saying that it is true love is like an ever fixed mark, like a lighthouse that cannot be shaken. Even when the tempest or even when the problem comes, they are never shaken, but they stick, and it is ever fixed in the concrete stronghold, because the love because the love that they have made a commitment to each other cannot be moved, because it is strong and it is a real love. At the same time, it is the star to every wandering bark, means that it is the star, means it is like a north star or a pole star to every wandering bark, means to every wandering means the sailors, those who are sailing in the sea, those who are sailing in the sea, in the sea, for the sailors, those who are sailing in the sea, true love is like a star for them, because the north star or a pole star is used for navigating their way out. In case if the sailors get lost in the sea, in the stormy winds, in the tempest, raging waves, a very bad condition, in such a midst of it, when they lost the way out, true love is like the star, north star or pole star. There we can find the directions to navigate their way out for the people, those who are drifted apart, or those who are lost in the sea, not finding their way out. The same way, true love acts like the north star in order to let the wandering bark, the sailors, those who are lost in the sea, the sailors, those who are lost in the sea, will look to the north star or a pole star, and they will navigate their way out. In the same way, true love acts like the north star, and the wandering bark is also compared to the lovers, those who were drifted apart. Those who are drifted apart means those lovers, those who had a problem, and when they are drifted apart, they will look to the true love, right? They will look to the true love, which is like an ever fixed and that is never shaken. They will look to the north star or to the true love, and the lovers, those who are drifted apart, those who are broken, they will look to the true love, and they will get back to their way in uniting once again. The last line of the second stanza, whose words are known, although his height be taken. Which means is that whose words are known. Whose words are known means true love, the boldness of the true love is unknown, although his height be taken. we can talk about like the durations of a time or a year or an hour, or to the limitations of the years that the two lovers have spent. That height be taken, or that measures can be taken, but the broadness, how worthy the true love is cannot be measured. Alright? The true love, or the broadness of the true love cannot be measured, although its height or its duration could be measured, but the main core importance and the true love that they have dedicated to themselves with the willingness of two minds, alright, and the two hearts and the two souls into the marriage to form a true love cannot be measured. The broadness of it cannot be measured, though its height or its durations of love could be measured. And this is all about the first two stanza. Let me note the marriage of true minds by William Shakespeare. Let me just rewind it back. Let me note the marriage of true minds. Amid impediments, love is not love, which alters when its alteration finds or bends with the remover to remove. Explain about, he doesn't want to bring any hindrance or disturbance or obstacle to the marriage of the true minds. Neither he doesn't want anybody to bring or disturb the marriage of the true minds and make impediments, that is the meaning of obstacles. And in case if there is an obstacle, if there is a hindrance between the marriage of the true minds, if there's a problem, they accept the problem and then if the vows that they have met is broken, that is not love. Because love is not love. Which alters when its alteration finds means which changes when the changes finds means there is fluctuations between the lovers, and if they take that time in order to remove the promise that they have made to each other, then love is not love. In the second stanza, although it is an ever fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never second, it is the start of every wandering bark, whose word unknown, although his height be taken. Which is about that. Oh no, it means the true love is like an ever fixed mark, and the ever fixed mark is a metaphor for the lighthouse. He says that true love is like an ever fixed mark, like the lighthouse, that looks on tempest and is never second. They look on the problem, the hindrance, the obstacle that comes in their life, but it is like a lighthouse, therefore they are never second, because the lighthouse is built strongly in the middle of the sea. Next, it is the start of every wandering bark, whose word unknown, although its height be taken. Which is about that. True love is like the star, like the North Star, that guides the sailors, those in the sea. The same way, the true love guides the lovers, those who are drifted apart, to come back to the track and find a way out. Therefore, the importance and the importance of the true love cannot be measured, could be taken, or although his height be taken. This is the first two stanzas. We have find the first 8 lines rhyme scheme to be A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D. Now, here you will find starting E, F, E, F, G, G. Therefore, the rhyme scheme of this very poem is, the whole rhyme scheme of this very poem is A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, G. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, G. It's the rhyme scheme of the poem. Now, with the continuations of it, in the third stanza we can find is love's not times full, though rosy lips and cheeks, within his bending sickles compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and fades, but bears it out even to the age of doom. In the third stanza is the descriptions about the time of love to the time, and what does the poet explain here is love is not times full. Now we can find loves and times can be seen, the poet using it as a personification. Loves not times full, and the loves and times is used as a personification. Personification means personifying the human characters to the non-living things. So love and time is not a human being, but it gives the characters or the characters of the human being. Therefore, we can find love and time as a personification. Love and time is being personified. Now, what we can find here is that love not time full, though rosy lips and cheeks, within his bending sickle compass calm. Now, what does the poet explain here is that he said that love is not a time full. Love is not fallen into the times. The time might fool us in a sense like when as we grow old, the rosy lips and the cheeks. See, rosy lips and cheeks means when we are young, the beauty will be luring us, but the true love doesn't fall to the luring of the beauty of the rosy lips and cheeks. That's the meaning of it. But when we get old, in the second stanza, within is bending sickles compass calm, which means this sickle is used as a metaphor. The sickle compass is used as a metaphor. What does the sickle compass refer to is, it is referred to as time father. Time father, which means to say, you might have seen in the movies and all those things, or even in the animation, that hoodie person without a face and a sickle being held. And according to that very animation, what can we learn about that time father is that the time father comes to take the life of a human being when the times of a person comes to end his life. The same way, within his bending sickle compass calm is, as we grow old, the rosy lips and cheeks might fade away. It will vanish. The rosy lips and the cheeks that we have fallen for, the physical love that we have fallen for, will fade away when the time comes in order to fade away our physical appearance of the rosy lips and cheeks. That is being compared to sickle compass calm. Therefore, if we fall in love when we have the rosy lips and cheeks, then it is at times full. Love is fallen into the fulness of the time. Right? Therefore, the poet Williams expresses that love is not times full. It is not a love. In case if we are falling in love according to the time, only when we love a person or another lover, when they have the rosy lips and the cheeks, but when they get old, with the time of getting old, their rosy lips and cheeks might fade away, like the time's father comes and takes away or break our rosy lips and cheeks. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks. So, love alters not. Love doesn't change. Which means to say that alters means change. Love doesn't change within his brief hours and weeks, means love is not limited to the time. Love is not limited. The promise that they have made, they take the vow in the marriage ceremonial. When they take the vow that they will love each other in the good time and in the bad time, cannot be limited to the brief hours and weeks. It is not limited to the physical appearance, that is rosy lips and cheeks. Until the rosy lips and cheeks is fade away, love doesn't hold to the limitation of hours and weeks. Hours and weeks is being compared to that time. It is not fixed to the hours or weeks, but it is all about the durations of a time. It is not fixed. True love is not fixed to the durations of the brief hours and weeks when the rosy lips and cheeks are flourishing. And when the rosy lips and cheeks faded away with the bending sickle compass with the durations of a time, or as we get old, the rosy lips and cheeks will fade away. And if we change in the hours or in the weeks or in the time when the rosy lips and cheeks is changed, then it is not love, because love doesn't change at all. Whether the rosy lips and cheeks have faded away or with the time as we grow old, the rosy lips and cheeks might change, but the love doesn't change. Love doesn't change. All this means love changes not. Love doesn't change with the brief hours and weeks, means with the limitations of the rosy lips and cheeks, or till the other lovers is young. It doesn't change or it doesn't stop. because love is not the Time.School. Love is not a Time.School. Love doesn't falls only to the limits of a time of brief hours and chase, but in the last time of the third stanza, but bears it out even to the age of doom. Age of doom is also compared to the end of our life. That we can find it, but bears it out even to the age of doom. The promise that they have made in the first stanza, I explained you. The marriage of two minds, the promise that they have made, the rules that they have made, with the willingness and the acceptance of each other, of the two people, heart and the soul and the mind, doesn't change. Love doesn't change. With the brief hours and weeks, when the rosy lips and cheeks have faded away within this medicinal combustion, when the all this comes with the time durations, when all this comes, the rosy lips and cheeks will fade away, but love doesn't change. Within these brief hours and weeks doesn't change till the rosy lips and cheeks flourish. But even if it fades away, it is not limited to the time, but they bears it out even to the age of doom. But they keep on loving the promise that they have made to each other. They bear it out even till the death, to the age of doom means till the death. This is the third stanza or the third quatrain. Now the last stanza that is complete. If this be error, and upon me prove, I never read, nor no man ever loved. You can find error means a mistake, and Greek means it is an archaic English or an old English for the word right. W-R-I-T-E, or the word right, it is an archaic English that is used those days by the authors of the very old authors. They use the word the archaic English as right, great in place of right. Now in the last couplet or the last stanza, what can we find is that if this be error, then what does he mean by? Here even here there is a question. If this be error, what is the error that William Shakespeare is talking about? Is that if this be error means the definitions, I repeat, I've already told you in the first video, it is the definitions of the notions of true love or the idea of true love, descriptions of the definitions of true love. So if the definitions and the descriptions of the true love that he has explained in the first three stanzas, three quatrains, and if anyone prove him wrong, right? If anyone prove him wrong about the definitions of the description of true love is wrong, and if anyone prove him wrong, then he's saying that I never read, nor no man ever loved. He's saying that if anybody prove him wrong, that the definition of the description of true love that he had already explained, if anybody prove him wrong, then he told that he have never written or he have never wrote anything, and no man ever loved, which is an arching challenge, which he means to say is that the descriptions or the definition of the true love that he has explained in the first three stanzas or the three quatrains is correct and it is valid, that nobody can prove him wrong, because this is how the true love works. This is all about the marriage of a true mind by William Shakespeare, and this just reminding back, this let me know to the marriage of true minds is also known as sonnet number 16. In his lifetime, William Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets, and out of 154 sonnets, this is sonnet number 116. This point is also known as sonnet number 116 or 116, right? And this is sonnet point. Sonnet point means having 14 lines. Octave and sestet, it is divided into two parts. Octave and sestet. Octave means 8 lines and sestet means 6 lines. Now we can find here octave. The first octave I have already explained in the first video, and this is sestet, 6 lines having 4 plus 2, 6 lines. And we can find the rhyme scheme to be A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F. And here we can find the devices that they use, the literary device that they use here is alliteration, metaphor, and personification could be found here. This is all about let me know to the marriage of true minds.